Get ready with me as I explain my boyfriend's stalker to you guys, my 0 followers. So my boyfriend is a freshman. He's 21, but he played junior hockey, so he's an older freshman. So what I mean by that is he started a new university this school year, and I noticed this girl kept viewing my socials, so I asked him, do you know who this girl is? And he said no. That really wasn't an issue because my boyfriend's really honest with me and we have a really healthy relationship, so I just believed it and didn't do anything about it, which was true. He really did not know this girl at all and still doesn't. I also forgot to say, but the reason I was questioning this girl was because her bio says the same school that my boyfriend goes to, so that's why I was confused. Anyway, a few weeks had gone by and this girl's still viewing my stuff, and her friend starts to view my stuff too, so I once again asked my boyfriend, do you know who these people are? Why are they stalking me? So we had no idea who these girls were, and we just called them my fans because we thought they were obsessed with me, my big head. And they would sit next to me at hockey games, and we just would laugh about it. We'd be like, oh my gosh, my fans sat next to me again, they viewed my profile again, etc., etc. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and a few weeks later, after blocking these girls, I think I unblocked them because I was like, let them stalk me, I don't really care. And I got a follow from one of the girls, that was in that friend group. I found out who their friend group was, don't worry. I stalked the TikToks and everything and figured out who are these girls. So my boyfriend James and I were like, oh my gosh, this girl is a part of that friend group. Let's stir the pot, let's follow back, maybe do a little comment on her new Insta post and see what happens. So that girl added me on Snap and she asked me if I knew not the girl that was stalking me, but her friend that was stalking me. And I told her everything that was going on, how I blocked them and that I just don't know who they are, but why are they stalking me? And then that's when she dropped the bomb that I'm about to tell you guys. So I figured the girl was stalking me because the friend didn't want to view my profile, so she had her friend do it. There's a lot, but I'm just going to tell you guys my favorites. So the girl that was the friend was snapping a guy that was in the same class as James, and I guess she somehow found out what class James is in from that guy, so she would wait outside his classes and just watch him walk by. Keep in mind, they've never spoken a word to each other, never followed each other on social medias, literally have never been in contact. So she would, stand outside his classes before or after just to literally watch him walk by, go into his car, and drive off. So she wanted to find out where he lived, so she was going to follow him home, but instead she searched his dad online and found out all his information and his address and would drive by his house multiple times. Apparently she was telling all the girls that she's friends with that James is off limits, that they cannot talk to him, look at him, nothing, because he is off limits, which is honestly really sweet of her because, your boyfriend going to a new school, you're worried about that. Ooh. But now I don't have to worry because she told everyone he's off limits, which he is. This one is definitely not a fave, but makes me rather sad. So my last relationship ended because I got a Hey Girlie DM and found out with all the receipts and everything that my boyfriend had been cheating on me and had a Tinder account. So this girl had planned to make a fake Hinge account to split me and James up, and she was gonna Hey Girlie DM me, and that's just so sad because considering how my last relationship ended, I would have seen that and been like, I am not going down this hole again, and would have just I don't even know what I would have done. Because it's one thing to be I didn't have a Hinge account, but it's another thing to believe that. How are you supposed to believe that when you literally don't know? She also kind of became obsessed with me. Apparently she would show people my Instagram and my Visco and stuff and be asking about me and be oh, isn't this girl ugly? Can't James do better? Girl, you don't even know me. You don't know if he can do better. How do you know that? I don't want to really blast everything on the internet. I just wanted to say my favorite ones, but it is sad because this girl is actually really, really pretty. And I feel she has so much going for her, but she's wasting her time chasing after a dude with a girlfriend. Go do your homework. And I know this is all real because I went with James to school. I had to give him something, and then we were just hanging out in his car because his class was done, and she was there waiting for him. It was the weirdest thing ever. I have it on video. Girls like that are just mean and gross and sad with their lives. They're going nowhere, and I'm not trying to be mean. I genuinely think this girl is psychotic. Genuinely, I've heard so much about her, and it just does not sound like she's going down the right path. So I hope she figures it out and gets the help she needs. I'm not very concerned. I'm more concerned about her because based on everything I've heard, this sounds mental.
So here's a story time about my best friend of 10 years who blocked me out of nowhere with no explanation. Truthfully, I don't like to air out this part of my business, but there was a lot of people in the comments who have gone through something similar, and I don't know, maybe maybe something I have to say will resonate. This is in no way, any shape or form meant to like knock her down or anything. So basically I was in Texas, which is where she lives. I was visiting and I was driving, and so on my way out I was gonna try to visit her, and I texted her. This was in August. Texted her and was like, hey, are you free on this date? And mind you, prior to this we had been texting and talking like everything was normal, right? And she replied, oh, I have an exam 3 days after that. So she's in a master's program, congrats to her. And it was like a huge what are these called? Standardized tests that she had to take. So it was like a really big deal. And she was saying that the test was 3 days after the date that I had asked to hang out. And so I just said, okay. And then the next day I was like, oh wait, just to like clarify, do you want company? Because maybe it would be like a nice break from studying. Or do you not want company? Like, because you're stressed and like want to study for your test, just to clarify. I didn't hear from her, and I was in Texas for a whole 2 weeks. So I took it as the latter. I didn't think anything of it, and then I texted her the night before the exam and was like, hey, good luck, you're gonna kill it, don't worry, whatever. I didn't text her the day of the exam. The day after the exam, I texted her, I was like, hey, how'd it go? How do you feel about it? Like, you know, are you happy that it's over? Like, was it stressful? Like, how do you feel? Didn't hear from her. At this point, I'm back in Minnesota already. I think I had texted her something like silly from social media, and I had like sent her TikToks and stuff. And then I tried calling her one day. I think this was about a week later, no answer. I waited like 2 days, called her again, no answer. So then I started getting kind of like a weird feeling. I was like, this is kind of long for her to not like reply to me, because it was going straight to voicemail. It wasn't just that it was ringing and going to voicemail. It was like straight to voicemail. So then I sent her a voice memo, and I was like, hey, I'm just worried about you. Like, I want to check in. Like, is everything okay? I haven't heard from you in a while. And like, I'm just worried about you. So like, I'm just checking to see if you're okay. Didn't hear from her. At some point, I had also gone out of town. I think I went to Spain, and I sent her a postcard like I do on every vacation. And normally she'll send me like a picture whenever she gets the postcard, just letting me know that she received it. And I, at this point, knew like the postcard had to have been like, she had to have received it at that point, and I didn't hear from her. At this point, we were still mutuals on Instagram. And so I think it had been like 2 weeks since I had been home, I want to say, about. And I messaged her on Instagram, and I don't know if this sounds like I was like overdoing it. I was just like hoping she's okay, because she's the type that whenever she gets like really stressed out and really overwhelmed, she really isolates herself. And so I was just getting worried that like, I don't know, I was just worried. So I messaged her on Instagram and was like, hey, did you like change your number? Because I've been trying to get a hold of you for a while, and like I haven't been able to. I go back like a day later, and I click on her profile, and I'm blocked. Or I can't see her profile. Like, so I'm assuming I'm blocked. And then I went to my Finsta to see if maybe my Instagram was having a malfunction, and I also could not see her account from my Finsta. So at this point, I'm like, okay, take the hint. She doesn't want to talk to you. So at this point, I just stopped reaching out. That was in like August, September-ish. Sorry, this is getting long. I guess I'll make a part 2. Here is part 2 of the story behind my best friend of 10 years ghosting me. If you haven't watched part 1, go watch it. It's like the lore behind the story. Basically, it ends with we haven't spoken since the end of August, and it's now the end of November.